Hey guys, this is AG K-pop here, and I know this video is late. I should have posted this 2 days ago, or maybe more than that. But I just wanted to catch up on some things that, you know, just explain to you guys briefly what's been going on in my life and why I haven't posted at all this year. And just a few recaps and, some stuff that, I've seen in the K-pop world that I'd like to talk about. So first things first, I apologize for not posting any videos. It's because, life has been hectic. Work has been hectic. I've been neglecting people in my life because of work, and it's just getting a bit too much to handle. And as the year is ending, I just want everything to, settle back and be the way it used to be, So I've been trying to get my life sorted. Also, another thing is I personally have been going through another bit of up and down emotion in my life because, well, I'll go into a bit more detail about that in a moment, but let's get on with, recapping about what's been going on in the K-pop world, some of the things that I haven't mentioned in any videos this year, actually, because I haven't posted. So first thing I want to talk about is Super Junior's problems, because there's been quite a few going on lately in the world. Well, not in the world, but, in Super Junior. So, Sungmin incident is a pile of bullshit. He got married. Get over it. They aren't making such a big ordeal when they hear that Taeyang is gonna get married. They didn't say anything. When Sungmin got married, hell broke loose. Anyway, that was that. C1's incident, I know that his dog killed someone, but it's not his fault. It's the parents' fault, because he's never at home anyway. If you film a drama, it's like 14 hours a day. You're barely at home to even look at the dog, let alone to, teach what's good and what's bad to the dog. So it's his parents' fault for not teaching the dog properly. Sometimes even if you teach dogs properly, when they see humans, they're very sensitive, So that could be the case. So it wasn't actually Siwon's fault, and to not be able to participate in any of the black suit promotional activities was a bit overboard, and he should have been able to do what he does best, and that is to be in Super Junior. Kangin's incident, Kangin, you made a mistake twice, so that's your payback. If you can't handle drinking, then don't drive. Simple as that. Anyway, the Heechul incident, Heechul cannot dance fully in any of the choreography because of the incident that happened to him over 10 years ago. So, about 11 years ago, he was in a car accident and broke his leg. And ultimately, he had stitches and a wire inside of him, or something to hold up his legs so that, he could walk. And lately, his legs have been so in pain that he cannot dance properly. So, yeah. Anyway, so we've got that on the go. Now, T.O.P. and his marijuana incident. Now we have T.O.P. from Big Bang getting suspended from the army because he smoked marijuana. It's very normal in non-Asian countries to smoke marijuana, so I'm surprised that Korea is banning marijuana or something like that, because if it de-stresses you, marijuana isn't really gonna kill you. and it can be good for you. So at the end of the day, he's just smoking marijuana. It's nothing, particularly bad to say, I shouldn't be on stage or you shouldn't perform. Just like Sungmin, okay? Sungmin got married. What's the big deal? Eli from New Kiss got married. It's not like he's been banned from performing on stage. Taeyang is gonna get married. Doesn't mean he's being banned from performing on stage. Why should Sungmin be banned from performing on stage? Okay. Last thing I wanted to mention was obviously, as you can see, I'm watching more recent YouTube videos and articles about Jonghyun, and you guys should know by now, Kim Jonghyun from SHINee, the lead singer, he chose to commit suicide and use a way in which a lot of East Asians use, and that is to burn coal and kill yourself. I personally don't agree with doing that, but I will get into more detail. I exactly know what Jonghyun was feeling. Hence why I haven't really been posting videos on this channel at all. I have been going through ups and downs with my depression again. I thought I was getting better, but only for a short period of time, and it got worse. Now, I went through 15 years of depression. I hid myself, I didn't tell anyone, and I blamed everything on myself. I blamed my existence. This is what depression does to you. The doctor can ask, what made you depressed, but yourself is what makes you depressed. You is what makes yourself depressed. You blame yourself for things that you shouldn't. You blame your existence. You blame it because you were existing in life. This is what happens to you. Well, it doesn't. I remember being like Jonghyun, wanting to commit suicide. I was in my teenage years. I'm now getting old now, but when I was in my teenage years, I took a knife and wanted to use it on myself. And I remember crying my eyes out. And I put the knife back inside the drawer because I couldn't do it. I thought, what if I did it? What would happen to my family? What would they think? I was very young and naive at the time. And, no one goes through an easy life. I didn't go through an easy life. Now, I was 5 years old, and my mother left me without a trace, and I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was my father disliked her. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the situation was. I just knew I couldn't see my mother. And I often blamed it on myself as to why she left me. Was it my existence? Was I being someone bad? Was I not a good person? I didn't tell anybody. I was living with my sibling and my father. I didn't tell them both. I didn't feel the need to tell anybody. I just thought if I hid inside my room and not say a word, everything will be okay. And that's what I did. I hid myself in my room. I didn't tell anyone I was upset. I didn't tell anyone people were asking me at school where my mother was. I didn't tell anyone I was being bullied. I didn't say a word. I just didn't think that by saying something it would help, which was honestly one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I hid my depression for 15 years. Then, when I was 17, my mother came back, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. We weren't the same. She didn't like my father, and my father didn't like her, but I looked and resembled like my father. I grew up with him. I had this close relationship, this close bond with him. You know, it was like we were packed together. It's like we didn't do much together, but our hearts were with each other. We were as one. And then when I was 18, my father found out he had cancer. And when I was 19, he passed away. You know, and he was so close to me, it felt like partially it was my fault for not being able to take care of him. And my depression started to get really bad. I often hid myself in my room crying. I often looked at the ceiling, imagining that he was there, and I would talk to myself like a crazy woman. You know, it felt like his existence was here. I was constantly scared of going out. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to see my best friend. I didn't want to let people know that I was going through all this, you know. I didn't want people to know my emotions, how I was feeling, how upset I was, how lonely I felt. You know, I remember my mother was asking me, you know, what are you doing with your life? And I remember asking myself, what am I doing with my life? I got back on my feet again. I went back into education, even though it didn't work out. But I slowly wanted to get away from all this depression thing and not blame myself for everything that's happening in this world. And so I did. And I remember clearly having a really big conversation last year with my sibling. I told my sibling that I was going through depression and that I was getting better, and my sibling turned out and told me that they had depression also. So it's very vital that you talk to someone in your family and say that you have depression. Tell them your story, tell them what's going on, and stop blaming yourself. Seek help. I know doctors don't help, but family members help, friends help. Just honestly, I'm really grateful that till this day I haven't physically done anything silly, and I'm very grateful that I'm living on this planet Earth and my depression is getting better. I don't have to blame myself for what happened in my life. I don't have to blame myself for being who I am. So please, if you're going through any sort of mental health issues, seek help from family, seek help from friends, seek help from professionals. But most importantly, tell somebody that's in your family what you're going through and hope for the best. I was like Jonghyun. I grew up in an Asian family. Telling people you have depression is not easy. Telling my sibling was easier because we both grew up in a foreign country, but It's not easy. Follow what you think is best to help you and provide you with confidence and the ability to get back into this world again, depression free. Peace out.